Pere, 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 pere. Pere, 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 pere. Pere, 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 pere. Gotcha.
Yep, this is Nova.
Hello, Nova.
Hi? Who is this?
You tell me.
Well, I have no idea.
Scary night, isn't it? With a murder.
Yo, Mephisto, guess what I did, bro? I wanted the dirt like all of
Yeah,
them,
that's
man.
great.
What the fuck?
Damn it, man, seeds. Hang up. We're in the middle of something here. No. Where's my candy cane?
What?
Do you think that plants, like, have feelings and make you shine, you know what I'm talking
Would let you in the obviously.
Probably? I don't know, man.
Damb it, man, seeds. I'll deal with you
Thought there
later.
was no such thing as a bad
Look,
person.
man, I have no idea what is going
Don't
on.
play dumb, Nova. You know who this is. You didn't think we'd find out, did you?
Find out what?
You're in our territory now. Keep playing around and you might get burned.
Okay, wait, hold up. Are you saying, who is this? Are you like the cannabis mafia or something?
This isn't just some con, Nova. We're everywhere, in every greenhouse, under every light. We are the unseen masters of auto strains. And you, my friend, you're stepping on our turf.
What the hell did I piss off? Man, I gotta stop accepting free seeds.
Midnight, and the plants just dance. Autoflowers take their chance. Deep down the perfect stance. We watch as nature enhances. Under lights we feel the trance. Busy air flows through the tent. Acinfinity's heaven sent. Regulation.
Hi, I'm Novacotton, and welcome back to Grow With Me. If you're new here, this is the series where I take you along with me each week as I grow my autoflower plant from seed to harvest, and it's week 3. So we're getting into the exciting early growth stage. Let's dive into this week's progress. Alright, let's start off with some time-lapse updates. As you can see, the plant is starting to show some real growth. During week 3, we usually see the plant establishing a stronger root system, which is setting it up for that big growth spurt. We're expecting it really soon, and the leaves are looking really healthy and starting to fan out, which is a great sign of a robust, thriving plant. Now, you might notice that a couple of leaves look a little warped, but it's actually my bad. When I watered the plant, some droplets splashed onto the leaves and they dried under the light, unfortunately, and it caused a little bit of warping, but it's nothing to worry about though. You know, this won't impact the plant's health long term. It's just one of those things that tend to happen, especially when you get hands-on with watering. Going forward, I'll be way more careful with water around the base and avoid any splashing on the leaves. In terms of environment, I've kept the temperature steady at around 77 Fahrenheit with about 75 humidity. I also adjusted the lights slightly to keep the plant compact and prevent any stretching. These small tweaks help keep the plant on track for a strong, balanced growth. Pop quiz. Which is a sign of calcium deficiency in cannabis plants? A. Leaf edges curling upwards. B. Lower leaves turning yellow. C. Leaves dropping off. Or D. Brown spots on the leaves. The answer is D. Calcium deficiency in cannabis plants typically present as brown or rusty spots on the leaves, especially on new growth. It can also cause leaf edges to curl and weaken cell walls, leading to slow growth and weaker structures. Calcium is vital for cell strength and overall plant health, and so signs of deficiency should always be addressed with a balanced nutrient solution. For week 3, we're stepping up the nutrient mix a bit. Here's my process to get the Autopot system reservoir set up, and today is day 14, so this is the first day I'm going to actually turn on the reservoir. Alright, I always start by adding silica to the water. Silica is one of those things that are key additives that strengthen the cell walls in the plant, which help it handle stress better. Whether it's environmental factors like heat, wind, or just natural demands of rapid growth, by adding silica first, I ensure it dissolves properly before anything else goes in. The silica I use is called Genius, and I add about 0.1 milliliter per gallon. It's like a micronutrient boost that provides just the right amount without overwhelming the plant. Think of it like a vitamin supplement, just enough to support healthy development alongside the main nutrient. Now it's time for me to add Cropsalt Part A and Part B concentrate, and Cropsalt is my main nutrient base. It's perfect for autoflowers since it's balanced for consistent growth, and I've been gradually increasing the dosage as the plant matures, so it's getting exactly what it needs in each week. In week 1, I used like 15 milliliters per gallon. In week 2, I bumped it up to 20 milliliters. And now in week 3, I'm up to 25 milliliters per gallon, and that's for both part A and part B. This is a way for me to match and control the plant's appetite, from a seedling to early veg plant to a much bigger plant later on. I don't want to run into nutrient burn, which is very common with autoflowers if you go too crazy too soon. Once the nutrients are in, I grab my pH meter to adjust the water to a pH of 5.8, and that's the sweet spot for cocoa, allowing a plant to absorb nutrients efficiently. Without the right pH, even the best nutrient mix won't get fully utilized, so I always double check to make sure it's spot on. Now that my feeding mix is ready to go, it's time to fill up the reservoir, and try not to spill it everywhere, make sure it's all in here. And once that's done, we're going to turn the valve on. You see, it's all in there. Boom. Now, I only try 2 gallons at a time just to make sure that everything is running well. I don't want to fill up the reservoir and have it all leak out. And once I turn my valve on, it's good to go. So I make sure that there's no leaks, and boom. And with the valve open, the Autopot system just starts to work automatically. It keeps the plant fed and hydrated. The system works on a gravity-fed basis, delivering just the right amount of nutrient solution to the plant's root zone. It's honestly a game changer. And because it means the plant is self-watered, it can basically go based on its needs, preventing overwatering and underwatering. The Autopot system is incredibly efficient, and it helps maintain a steady and consistent supply of nutrients without it needing daily manual watering. It's freaking awesome for cocoa. Pop quiz. How often should cannabis plants and cocoa core typically be watered? Once a week? Twice a week? Daily? Every few days depending on environmental factors? The answer is every few days. Cannabis plants and cocoa core typically need to be watered more frequently than other soil-grown plants because cocoa retains less water. However, the exact frequency depends on factors like temperature, humidity, plant size, and growth stage. Many growers find that watering every 1 to 2 days works well, but monitoring the cocoa moisture and the plant's need is key. Alright, now for a question from our viewers. We got a question that says, "Hey mate, I've been enjoying the new video series. Any chance you could add some info around your temps and PPFD, DLI? Do you use RO, EC from seedling into flower? Heck, be really helpful." I use my Pro controller to measure out my humidity and temp, but I could also use this thermometer and measure out the leaf temperature, and that calculated into my VPD chart, and it would give me a more accurate reading of my VPD. But remember, if the doors open of your grow tent, it won't be as accurate as your Pro controller sensor inside. That's why I just use this for my leaf temp, but my Pro controller has the real VPD information in terms of temperature and humidity. So I use that, I calculate it with the leaf temp, and you get a more accurate VPD reading. And you can actually add that to your controller. Now let's talk about DLI and PPFD. And I've got a graph here that shows the DLI adjustments I make as the plant progresses. In a seedling stage, I stick to 12. And as it gets more mature, I go to 16. And then I go to 20 in the 3rd week. And that's where I'm at right now. That's why I'm measuring to make sure that we're at where we need to be. So I'm going to adjust my lights quickly here, and going to confirm that I have 20 DLI, which is what I would want for the 3rd week of flower, and 19 is good enough. If she's going to get a little taller and she's going to hit that 20, just perfect. Now for the water I use RO water in my reservoir here, and I get that from my home filter, which is right there. And that's about it. Hopefully I answered your question. Alright everyone, we have a special guest here today who's here to talk about something really important for cannabis growers, hop latent viroid, or Hlvd. This is a huge hot topic in the cannabis world right now, and understanding it can make a huge difference in keeping your plants healthy and productive. To help us dive into this, I'm excited to introduce Scott from Nectar Genetics. Scott's got intensive experience in cannabis genetics and pathology, and he's here to share his knowledge about Hlvd. What is it, how can it affect our plants, and what steps we can take to prevent damage. Alright, let's go, Scott.
Hey everyone, this is Scott from Nectar Genetics. Nova asked me to talk a little bit about HLV, and I'm happy to do so, tell you what I know, maybe give you some tips on how to recognize it, how to prevent it, what to do if you find it, and what it might mean for your grow. HLVD stands for hop latent viroid, not to be confused with a virus. A viroid is just a tiny RNA molecule, obviously something you can't see with the naked eye. It's extremely contagious. What it does to plants, it was initially called the dudding disease. So it'll make plants, small, make yields small, potency low, reduce terpenes, cannabinoids. Basically, it makes the plant that you love into a worthless turd. It's spread basically from contact. Very few things kill HLVD. In fact, the only thing that's known to kill it is a 10% bleach solution. It can exist outside of a plant for weeks on end on dry surfaces, even longer in liquid surfaces. So it's a real bear. It's something that you got to be careful about these days. As someone who tests a lot of clones and a lot of inbound seeds from the grow universe, I can tell you that it's out there. Seeds or clones, somewhere between 10 and 30% of what I test tests positive for HLV, depending on the source and what we're talking about. So what can you do? If you're taking in clones, you absolutely, if you want to protect your grow, need to be testing your inbound clones for HLVD. What that involves is taking a little piece of root sample along with some petioles from throughout the plant. You put them in a little vial that you get from a lab like Toomey Genomics, mail it off, and within a few days they'll tell you the level, if any, of infection that exists in the samples that you sent. Hopefully it's nothing, it's negative, but the tests are sensitive enough that they can say this is a newer infection, a latent infection, or wow, it's just raging everywhere. So you got to test your inbound stuff. I'm a little crazy. I also test seeds that I bring into my garden before I even pop them. I don't know that growers need to do that. The more economical thing to do there, if you're a seed grower, is to go ahead and treat that seed as if it does have HLVD, germinate it, and perhaps right around when you're considering taking it out of that solo cup, grab a root and petiole sample, send it off, and make sure that it's clean before you bring it into the rest of your grow. I proceed even though I know all my plants are clean. I know the seeds are clean. I know my clones are clean. My keeper cuts are all clean. Even though I know all that, because I verify it every few weeks, basically. I treat every plant as if it does have HLV. I'm very careful about fertigation fluid spilling over from one plant to another. Sanitize my scissors if I'm pruning, even my hands if I'm pruning, sort of barehanded. Sanitize all of it with a 10% bleach solution for 60 seconds. That's the only thing that kills it. I found a study that looked at various things like Lysol, isopropyl alcohol, even milk for whatever weird reason they checked on. A variety of industrial chemicals that are known to kill all kinds of other stuff. None of it except for 10% bleach solution and a few commercial things that we really don't have access to. None of it kills HLV. So remember, 10% bleach solution for 60 seconds at least. That's your best bet to kill it on pots, scissors, flood trays, anything that plants might come into contact with. You should be sanitizing in between grows, in between cuts. Is something that you got to do. Signs and symptoms. I mentioned a few minutes ago that it was initially called the dudding disease. So smaller plants, you might notice your lower horizontal branches are more horizontal than they should be. Maybe instead of being growing out at like a 45-degree angle up towards the light or the sun, they just kind of grow horizontal to the ground. Brittle stems, just crappy looking plants in general. Everything that blows by seems like an HLV infected plant wants to catch it and lay down and think about going to sleep forever. How can you protect yourself as a grower otherwise? Find a clean source for your genetics. It's really important, and as you search the internet, you're going to find websites that say that they test. They'll use buzzwords like pathogen testing, tissue culture. That's great. Where's the proof though? There's nothing wrong with asking a breeder, a seed bank, a seed provider, if they're going to boast that they have clean genetics and that they have a testing program. Ask for proof. Ask for copies. Let them show you something with a date on it, their name, a strain name, some kind of traceability towards the whether it's a clone or a seed that you're buying. Make them show their work. If they don't respond to you, I would never email them again, honestly. I wouldn't buy their gear. If they do respond and they're able to show you some level of proof that they have what they say they have in a testing program, give them your business. It's expensive. Number one, it takes a lot of work to do it right, and it's everywhere, and we have to put a stop to it. So a great resource. I can answer grower level questions on HLV. If you're looking for a scientist, though, someone who's on the leading edge of this, who really knows what they're talking about, maybe you have a bigger grow, bigger concerns, money at stake, reach out to Tumi Genomics, TUMI Genomics. You can find them on the web. They're very responsive if you use their contact links. They also have a ton of resources on their website in terms of how to sanitize, how to identify, how to set up a testing program. They sell tests. They turn those tests around quickly. They've been a part of scientific research on the subject, and they know what they're talking about, and they know what they're doing. So I hope nobody who watches this video ever sees HLV face to face. I have a bad feeling, though, if you've got a box full of seeds or a room full of clones, it's already looking at you. You just don't know it. So that's it. Again, Scott from Nectar Genetics. Thanks to Nova for asking me to talk about this. It's not my favorite thing, but we need to put a stop to it. We need to put a dent in it, and we need to raise awareness on it and start expecting more out of our seed and clone providers. It shouldn't be the grower's responsibility to prove that the shit that they bought is fucking clean. Bottom line. Peace.
Wow, thank you, Scott. Well, hope you guys enjoy this episode, and please feel free to follow me on Twitter. I post all my daily updates in there. Follow me on my YouTube. Subscribe. And you guys can do this. And also follow me on Instagram. I do my daily updates as well. And check out my link tree. I have all my coupons for all my gear and everything that I use. It's really cool. Of all my social medias and just everything. I hope you guys have a good one, and like always, keep on growing. Alright.